been a little bit of time since Justin Trudeau and his band of misfits have been in Parliament. And I mean, that goes for all parliaments, but why not take the opportunity to shit on Justin Trudeau when it's there? And we still have just over a month, maybe a month and a half, until they do resume question period. But I do have an awesome clip pulled up of Trudeau and Pierre Poilievre debating, and Pierre really gets under Trudeau's buttons, pushes all of them. Somehow he finds a way, which is awesome, because even though the election is scheduled for 14 months from now, that means we still got quite a bit of debates between now and then, which means that you're going to have Pierre Poilievre really make fun publicly of Justin Trudeau, which is always very good entertainment here in Canada. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to another video, everybody. Before we get into it, I want to encourage you all to smash the like button and subscribe if you have yet already. Make sure as this goes on, you let me know down in the comments what your favorite part is. Sit back, relax, and watch Pierre Poilievre make fun of Justin Trudeau. Here we go.
This morning, a shocking article in La Presse says that children escorted by police to leave daycares because of homeless people and injection sites next to them.
Oh,
I'm quoting the director of the daycare. It's not normal to have to walk through with policemen around a daycare. Why, with the support of the Bloc, is this Prime Minister putting our children in danger by allowing violent repeat offenders take drugs on our streets? The Right Honourable Prime Minister, Mr. Speaker, nurses, hospital personnel, and all patients and Canadians should be able to feel safe in their workplaces and in hospitals. This is our government has supported $1 billion in the healthcare system to make sure Canadians have access to the best healthcare possible. The difference between us and the Conservative Party is that while they seek to criminalize those who are most vulnerable, drug addicts, we are rolling up our sleeves and working at all levels of government to resolve this crisis. The Honourable Leader of the Opposition, Mr. Speaker, he didn't hear the question. It was in terms of daycares. Yes, because of the decriminalization in BC, nurses had to breathe in crack and meth fumes. But now I'm talking about Montreal, where his policies led to the liberation of violent criminals and drugs in the streets next to a daycare. Once again, my question, why is the Bloc and the Liberals, why are they not accepting our common sense plan to eliminate drugs and put criminals in prison? The Right Honourable Prime Minister, Mr. Speaker, what the Conservative leader is proposing is a step back to policies of the Harper years, which failed in the fight against drug addiction. And even one of the government's Harper advisors recognizes that it was a clear failure. We're going to continue to be here to make sure, assure security for everyone, including for children in daycares, with a compassion-based approach, a health-based approach, and keeping people safe. The Honourable Leader of the Opposition. Many Canadians want to go back to the days when children didn't need police officers at their daycares, Mr. Speaker.
Man. But it's even crazy that they're at high schools and stuff like that. The
government is not worth the cost. The Bloc voted for $500 billion in inflationary bureaucratic spending and centralizing spending. This has caused 60% of consumers to say that they are in stress. When will the Bloc change its tax and inflationary spending on the backs of Quebecers? The Right Honourable Prime Minister, Mr. Speaker, the Conservative leader has just explained that his approach is austerity. Austerity for a government that would make it hard for people. We have chosen to invest to help Canadians. For example, help seniors with dental care. And since the beginning of May, there have been more than 100,000 seniors able to obtain dental care across our country. This is an initiative that helps keep costs down and take care of vulnerable people. And the Conservative Party will continues to vote against it and even tried to block it across the country. This is shameful. The Honourable Leader of the Opposition.
About austerity, well, I think that the Bransfield family of 4 in Calgary can tell him all about austerity, because that's what they're living right now because of his housing hell, his carbon taxes, and his inflation. They said, close quote, "We're having to choose between paying a bill or getting food, and that can be really hard. It makes things really difficult. And I just don't see an end in sight. Will the Prime Minister accept our common sense plan to axe the tax, fix the budget, build the homes, so that the Bransfield family and so many others can eat, heat, and house themselves?"
The Right Honourable Prime Minister.
Mr. Speaker, I disagree with the Leader of the Opposition.
Of course you do.
Take away the Canada carbon rebate checks that arrive 4 times a year in the bank accounts of the Bransfield families. Indeed, 8 out of 10 Canadians, according to the Parliamentary Budget Officer, are better off with the Canada carbon rebate as we fight climate change with the price on pollution. 8 out of 10 Canadian families from coast to coast in the jurisdictions where the carbon price applies are better off. That includes, most likely, the Bransfield family, and we will continue to be there for them.
The Honourable Member for Belleuil-Chambly. Let's not be mistaken. I have the great respect for the state of Israel, but things have to stop. With this in mind, is the Prime Minister ready to support the ICG and the ICC to adhere to international law and help all peoples who could be subject to arrest on Canadian territory? And is he ready to apply the Canadian sanctions regime to Israelis who openly commit crimes against humanity in the Gaza Strip?
The
Right Honourable Prime
Rafah
Minister.
thing?
Mr. Speaker, Canada supports the independent work of the ICJ and the ICC. We are here to support the process and to ensure that everyone follows international law, including the rulings of these courts. We are here to support processes multilaterally to make sure that international law is adhered to. We are a country of rule of law, and we will remain so. After 9 years, the Bloc Liberals aren't worth the cost. The Bloc has not only voted for $500 billion in appropriations that are centralizing, bureaucratic, and inflationary, but they want to radically increase taxes on gas and diesel for Quebecers in the regions. Unlike the Conservatives, who want to cut taxes, we are proposing to give a tax vacation for Quebecers on gas and diesel. Will the Prime Minister accept my common sense plan to reduce gas by 10 cents a litre for this summer? The Right Honourable Prime Minister. The Conservative leader has a problem. His messages don't reach Quebec. Quebecers don't want to hear his ideas taking a step back in the fight against climate change. It's something that Quebecers understand very well. So his solutions are attacking the Bloc or Quebec members or Quebecers themselves to try to take steps back in the fight against climate change. It will fail because the Conservative leader does not understand Quebecers and does not understand, in fact, most Canadians that know that climate change is real and we need to tackle it. The Honourable Leader of the Opposition, Mr. Speaker. When Conservatives were in power, the Bloc was almost eliminated because we reduced government and allowed Quebec to have autonomy. Quebecers were in charge of their destiny, but they have centralizing powers and policies, and that is why these two parties are cooperating together. Will he finally accept to unite the country with a federal government that is smaller so we can have Quebec and Quebecers that are stronger? The Right Honourable Prime Minister.
How is it that Pierre and the Conservatives are the only ones advocating to like do something good for the country?
Has existed because of the
Out of all the parties.
But let's put this aside, Mr. Speaker, to underscore the reality that we'll always be here to defend Quebecers. We'll always be here to work. Order. Order, please.
Bit of a zoo.
Hey,
Hey,
j'invite le...
keep it down over there.
For Marc Aurel Fortin. Sorry.
Yeah, I'm thinking he's going to mute the mic as well.
I would ask the members to continue their discussions behind the curtains, please. I will ask the Prime Minister to start again from the top. Mr. Speaker, we've just seen, finally, after months, the Conservative caucus in Quebec wake up and finally talk. The reality is that when we talk about the environment, the Conservatives in Quebec say nothing. When we talk about the rights of women, the Quebec Conservatives say nothing. And we have seen shameful behavior from the Conservative caucus in Quebec, from the Conservatives, because they refuse to stand up for Quebec values. They tackle other Quebec members. This is shameful. They should apologize to all Quebecers.
There you go, Pierre. Smack him down.
The Honourable Leader of the Opposition. Mr. Speaker, he has just gone off the rails. He's lost control. He is so angry. Why? Because he has just learned that Quebecers, that Quebec Liberals are turning their backs on him. Why? Because he has there's a common sense Conservative team that will cut taxes, build homes, fix the budget, and stop crime. Why not accept this? There's still time to accept this common sense plan. Give people a tax break so Quebecers can have a tax-free vacation. The Right Honourable Prime Minister. True, Mr. Speaker, sometimes I do stand up as a Quebecer to defend the values of my nation, of my country. These values as a Quebecer and a proud Canadian. We want to defend the environment, tackle climate change, protect the rights of women. Yes, I will always be passionate when it's time to defend fundamental rights for Canadians. I'm here to do this. Unfortunately, the Conservative Party continues to propose Quebecers a step back, and in terms of climate change, they're denying it. They're taking a step back in terms of the rights of women. That's not what Canadians and other Quebecers want.
That, ladies and gentlemen, is the end of the video. I'd love to know what you guys think down below in the comments. On your way out, I would like to encourage you guys to smash the like button, subscribe if you haven't already, and we'll see you in the next one. Bye for now.